Be the happiest person.
Hi guys, me again. I don't want to be in like videos like from left to right because honestly this is the most convenient for me right now, and I can just stay here and talk to you guys pretty much all day long and just upload 2 seconds later and yay! Anyway, so let's see. So instead of answering questions in my last video, I actually answered just one question, and it ended up being like a 15-minute video. So my next question on here is my birth story of my son. The only thing is it's going to be a little bit, probably a little bit longer than, I don't think so. A little bit longer than Jasmine's. I hope not, anyway. I could try, it's probably going to be a little bit more easier because hers was just such an emotional one. Okay, so with my son,
I cut my grass. Yeah. I need my grass clippings on the side of the house. Yeah. Next day, my grass is gone. Somebody's taking the bags of grass from the side of the house. I'm not kidding you.
Why would Spirit take your grass?
You tell me.
My dad goes from, I don't believe in...
Okay, so, with my son, I was full term. So I was around 40 weeks and 2 days. So I guess I could start back to where, the exact day I started going into labor, which would have been the week before, or the Friday before the Monday. I went into the hospital, and I was having contractions. I wasn't feeling right. I went in, and my doctor was not on call. Some other doctor was, and she really didn't. I felt like she didn't really care about me or my feelings or my son or anything. So, and they were just wanting me to hurry up and get out of the hospital. So we went on, I did like a contraction counter and different things like that. And then I was watching my son's heartbeat, and I remember the one and only time that I remember, but I remember specifically that his heartbeat was dropping, and it was always at 159, 160, 145, something like that. Then it started going down. Then it was 159. Then it was 145. Then it was 135, 146, it fluctuated. Then it went down to 120. And then my mother-in-law was pretty concerned at that time, so she went and said, well, the baby's heart rate is dropping to 120. And I'm just wondering, like, why is it doing that? And they're like, well, it's because she keeps moving off the monitors. And she's like, well, it's her fault. She keeps moving off the monitors. I'm like, alright. So, and then I felt, at that time, I had felt this one big move, and I still remember the move, and I think that's what did it. And it's like a flip, like, when the babies move, like they were flipping, like the baby, my son was like flipping, doing this way and flipping this way. And I remember that, and then they sent me home that night. It was about 11:05, and I went home and went to sleep. Woke up the next morning, and I never felt my son move. And at this time, I was a little bit concerned with myself, and nobody else really pretty much seemed to be concerned, but me. And so I went on with my day, and I'm like, well, maybe because my doctor had told me that it's closer to birth now, and he's going to be moving less, and I was pretty big, so we went on with, so I just went on with my day. I was used to him moving every single Saturday morning and Saturday night, and every day, every morning, and every night. And so
the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
Sorry, I thought I heard Justin, but I guess not.
But listen.
So anyways, he hadn't moved at all. And so I was like, okay. So,
experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement. Call this number or go to tax10000.com.
I did hear her. She's away. So anyway, he didn't move at all, and so I called on Sunday morning, and I was like, well, I haven't felt the baby move. I called the hospital, the emergency room. I haven't felt the baby move at all since I left there Friday. And come here, baby. And she's like, well, that's normal. You know, it's probably because he's getting bigger now, and you just can't feel him as much, or whatever it was. Come here. And so, and come here, baby.
Is there anybody out there?
I'm gonna go get her real fast. Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright. Let's see, what's up, Gabby? Yeah?
Hi, it's me, Mom.
Hi.
And it's time for...
Justin has joined us. She just woke up.
At cash register?
So, and this is literally the only show that she will, like, be quiet for while I'm doing a video, and when she first wakes up, so she won't be cranky anymore, I always turn it on. So anyway, so I called the hospital on Sunday morning, and said I had not felt my baby move, something is wrong, or I have not felt the baby move at all since Friday, since I left the hospital. She's like, that's fine, you know, you're due on Monday, this is probably just him, you know, just him, he's there, and you're start going into labor soon, whatever. So I was like, okay. I was like, fine, that's fine. So I did everything I possibly could to get him to move, and I just went out. That Sunday I went on with my day, and then the Sunday night I'm like, well, I'm not, like, honestly, I don't think it's right. I feel wrong. I don't feel that it's right. And my husband's like, well, you know, you are due tomorrow. You are, you know, 40 weeks and 2 days. You know, I'm like, okay. So then Monday comes, and I still have not felt him move. And by Sunday, I woke up about 6 o'clock that morning, and I just automatically knew something was wrong. And I knew something was wrong, and I just knew something was wrong. I woke up crying in tears. I could just not figure out for the life of me, what was going on. And then I started having contractions, and then I thought that I had felt him move. And honestly, I don't know what it was. Like, it kind of reassured me a little bit. And so honestly, I don't know what it was that he moved. Maybe it was me shaking my belly and his arm, like, flopped around. Honestly, I don't know. But I thought I had felt him move, and so I was a little bit reassured by then. And I was like, okay, maybe he's okay. And so about 5, so my contractions had came up, and they were about like 3-4 minutes apart. And then so we went to the hospital, and anyway, we went to the hospital, and with the same hospital, you know, and it was about 6 o'clock, or about 5:40 something, whatever. And we came in, they tried to hook me up to the monitor, and they hooked me up to the monitor, and they were trying to find a heartbeat. They couldn't find a heartbeat. And they looked and looked and got an ultrasound in, they couldn't find a heartbeat. And I remember what she said. She said, oh Lord. I'm sorry, but there isn't a heartbeat. There's no heartbeat. And I just remember denying it. Like I was in denial. I was like, no. I was like, we were just here Friday, and he had a heartbeat. Like he was alive on Friday. Like what the hell happened? And she's like, well, I'm not sure. And so we went in. I was already in the hospital. And my husband was just in tears when everybody was just kind of crazy in tears. And I was just kind of just quiet down. I didn't have any emotion in my face at all. I was just numb. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know if I was supposed to be angry or I was supposed to be sad or I was supposed to be like, what was I supposed to be? And so at that point I just wanted him out. I just wanted him out. And
that's right. You can get those things in the
my doctor that I had, he said, well, how do you want to go along with it? I was like, well, I just want C-section. I want out. I want him out of me. I want him out. And I want this over with. And he was like, well, I suggest you not have a C-section because it's more risky for you to have a C-section. And like the thought of me having him and then not getting anything in return was just so dramatic for me. And I'm already at like 12 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. And so at this I was in denial the whole entire time. And so they put me in Pitocin. They started Pitocin on me, and they put some stuff. They put a pill inside of me to contract more, to get my contractions going. So I started contracting. I had epidural. I was like pushing the epidural around. I didn't want to feel any pain. At that, my mind was set as I don't want to have to feel any pain if I'm gonna have to go through this and not have a baby in return. And so I was just focused on that, and I didn't want to have to go through all this pain to not get anything in return. And my husband he really wasn't there for me, and he was more, he was going through his own emotions at that time. And so I remember I had him around 4:20. I couldn't really tell you what happened between that time, because I kind of remember, but I really don't remember at all. I mean, I had the preacher came in, the chapel guy came in, so many people came and prayed with us, just different things like that. And I remember the chapel guy coming in, he gave me a little Bible book. I remember my nurses being so nice to me, and we just prayed and prayed and prayed. And actually, one of my nurses that I had was the nurse that I had on Friday night, and she knew me, and she was like super nice to me because she knew that that baby was alive on Friday and that they did something wrong, and they were responsible for my baby not being alive on Monday when he was perfectly fine on Friday when I went to the hospital. And so, like, the nurses prayed with me, and I remember,
5 bananas. That's too many. How many bananas do we need to take away so that Mona...
I remember, this is why I haven't done this video, because it's so emotional to me.
Then let's take these 2 bananas away.
I remember...
We did it! We had 5 bananas and took away 2. And now there are 3 left.
You don't know where you want to sit, do you? So I remember having him, and I remember looking up, and he was lifeless. Then it became real to me. I just cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And then I just shut down altogether, and I just stopped crying, and I stopped talking to people. And then, a nurse came in. I had lost the child. And she started talking to me. And at that time, I didn't want anything. Like, I guess it was too painful for me. And I honestly regret this still today, that I didn't hold him. And my husband held him, but I didn't hold him. And they brought me pictures of him. And I remember seeing him. And I remember the nurse came in and she said, you know, I had a stillborn when I was 19 years old. And, you know, this is what went on with me, and back in the day. And, you know, I went on and I had 3 beautiful children after that. You know, there is an ending to this. There is a reason why, and there is, you know, there's a promise. And honestly, I was just so numb, so heartbroken, so upset. And then the worst part was leaving the hospital with nothing, and going through all of the pain, all of the emotions, all the loneliness, all of everything for absolutely nothing. I felt like it was my fault. I felt like I was a failure. I felt that God did, you know, it was God's way of punishing me for something that I didn't even do, or something I had done. And
I have come to your supermarket to get superhero.
I'm at 17 minutes right now.
Oh, you don't?
Anyways, and then I became at peace within. I started going to church again, and I know I know my son was taking me for a reason, and
don't worry, boy. We'll just
there's always a reason for something. And we still love him. I'm actually going to get a picture of him right now.
First, let's think about how you buy something at a supermarket. When you shop at the supermarket, you find things you want, and you put them in a...
Okay. So this is my son, guys. And I'm at 17 minutes, so...
Everything you want to buy in your shopping cart.
That's him.
Need, you go to the...
So anyways, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed this.